Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better for you. Today we're trying out Thresh. Thresh is someone that we haven't done any gameplay videos for quite a while, and we want to try to have up-to-date gameplay videos of all the champions if possible, at least relatively up-to-date. Difficult when we have so many, but today we're going to be trying to play Thresh. I know a lot of people don't really like him, think he's on the weaker side, and while he's a 3-star champion, so obviously weaker than a lot of the constellations, he's actually not too bad, and relatively recently they made some adjustments to his star powers, which actually made him a lot better. So let's go ahead and go through those right now. So round start, grant a random ally 1/1 for each unit that died last round, as well as all of their keywords. So this is actually pretty good, because this is just each unit, meaning your units or the enemy units. It doesn't say ally or enemy, so just based on the units that die, you get someone on your board getting all of these stats, as well as all of their keywords. So this can be really nice. You kill an enemy that has lifesteal, now you're going to get lifesteal next round. Same with elusive. So this can be very, very nice for you. One issue is you do have to make sure you have a unit on the board, otherwise all of these stats are just going to kind of be lost. And then for your 2-star, Thresh, so your champion, costs 1 less for each ally that has died this game. So Thresh is a 5 cost, so having some amount of cost reduction to try to get him on the board can be quite nice. And this is further incentivizing you to kill your own units, because by doing that, you then get your Thresh to be cheaper. Also, one great thing with this is, even if you don't get a ton of cost reduction for your Thresh, if he gets removed or something like that, then playing another Thresh, if he gets recalled, playing him again, later in the game is going to be super cheap, because at that point he's probably just going to be free. Now for the build we're going for, this is probably my favorite Thresh build. So Disciple of Shadows, that costs 1 less for each ally in play. Play deal 3 to all other allies, so even more cost reduction for Thresh. We want to try to get him on the board as early as possible. Succubus Brand 1/1, and when I kill a unit, summon a random husk. This is very good for you, because Thresh is able to kill a bunch of units, both yours and the enemies. For one unit Disciple of Shadows, normally you can have 2 to 3 units on the board, so you get that cost reduction for Thresh, he kills those units, and then because of that, he summons these random husks from those kills. Then we have Corrupt the Star Fragment, kill my support ally, grant me its keywords and stats. This is again, killing a unit, which is then going to generate another husk. And with your Challenger, you can normally grab another unit, make sure you're killing them as well, get another husk. And now these husks, they're doing a lot for you. For one, when you play a unit, it's that unit is going to kill all those husks to get bigger, so they'll be getting all those stats and keywords. But then this is going to trigger your 3-star of buffing up a random unit for each unit that's died. All these husks will count as units dying, and then whatever keywords they get will again be spread out among your units. Also, this helps your Thresh level very easily, because you drop Thresh, he potentially immediately kills 3 targets, you make 3 husks, you drop 1 other unit, it kills those 3 husks, and now Thresh is leveled, so you can get him leveled super fast with this. And overall, this whole build, I just think, works so well together and synergizes with Thresh's kit so much that, for me, it's my favorite build to play with him. Now, it's going to be tough, but I think we're going to try to go for the 5-star Viego encounter. Not sure if we'll actually be able to win or not. We'll probably get a little bit lucky since we are just a 3-star, and while I think Thresh is fun, he's definitely not one of the strongest 3-star champions. Now, if you're enjoying these daily videos, like and subscribe is always appreciated. Also, special thank you to everyone that goes that extra mile supporting the channel as a member. Your support really helps me stay here pumping out these daily videos for all of you, so thank you. I really appreciate it, and let's get into it. All right, in the Viego adventure, let's go here for our powers, see what we can get. Ooh. All of these are actually really good. Making sure all of our units have overwhelm. This can be nice because sometimes you get some massive units, but then you can't actually punch through and hit the nexus. The sparring student is essentially giving us extra cost reduction for our Thresh, another unit on the board that he can drop and kill. But sorcery is just always nice. Now baseline, we kind of only have Vile Feast and Vengeance. All of these are very good. I think we're going to go for sorcery, because with this we can then try to pick up some better spells throughout the course of the adventure. But yeah, all 3 of these are actually very, very good. Honestly, there's really an argument to be made for either of these as well, but I think we'll go for sorcery for now. All right, let's go for spiderling. We'll get rid of this because we know we're going to draw it. Having some extra spells, just since we know we're going to have spell mana every round, is going to be nice. They might hit us with a Vile Feast, which could be a bit bad. Kind of want to pass, but I think they'll pass back. We'll try to go for a first wave. We want to get as many units on the board as possible. So we'll drop one of these. We could go for one more as well. Sure. So our Thresh is going to be a 1 cost. This will be a little bit rough as far as a... Yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage here because we're about to kill all of our units and they're about to attack. So this is going to be a pretty big hit. But we could drop Thresh and level him this turn, although leveling him doesn't matter as much since we don't have any other champions. So I suppose we'll actually drop a... Well, even with our soldier, when someone give allies -1, they have so much fearsome, we're not going to be able to block a lot, but we'll try to reduce down the damage we're taking a bit. So we can... Oh, that skitterer, yeah. We'll drop that right there. That is a ton of damage. We'll drop our Thresh. Alright, so this unit here got a massive buff. But let's go ahead and drop a Phantom Prankster. It'll consume all of these, leveling up our Thresh.
Where are you?
Alright, not too bad. We could leave this unit on the board, or we could attack with it and let Thresh get all of those stats. The one bad thing here is, yeah, they just put on so much pressure right away, which is a little bit difficult for us to deal with. I think we'll go ahead and... Otherwise, Thresh would probably die if he attacked a lot of these. We don't really want him to get to that point. But I am just worried about what they are. What they're going to do. But we also don't want to get rid of a blocker. So while it's not great having our Thresh get lower, I think let's try to attack like this. Normally when we're leveled, he'd be able to pull out a support champion. Yeah, they just immediately attack, so we are probably a bit screwed here. So yeah, nothing we can really do can stop this. It's just kind of too much pressure. Alright, here we go again. Let's see if we can make this be a little bit better for us. Yeah, this is one spot where they are just super aggressive.
The waters give you life, child.
Yeah, there's a Vile Feast. I thought they might do this last time. Alright, let's go ahead and go for a Vengeance, and we're trying to reduce down the damage we're taking as much as possible. So these two didn't have the Fearsome, and them dying does just make our Thresh a little bit stronger. Let's maybe go for some Cursed Keepers here. Alright, so we can drop our Thresh for free. Alright, that looks a little bit better for us. I think we'll let these two... we could keep them back as blockers. We could let Thresh be able to kill them and get a little bit stronger. Sure, we'll consume one of them. Now we're... Okay, good. We're hoping they don't open attack. Let's drop the soldier here just to have a couple more blockers. Alright, let's see. So Thresh is barely able to survive that one. Or, no, that's not one. That one's not Thresh. Let's see. They have 2 mana left, so they have enough to do a their spider spell. Just played it a little while ago. What was that again? Their Vile Feast. All right, so we can go ahead and go here. We're in a couple units die. Thresh is surviving for now, but they might kill him. Alrighty. We have 2 elusives, which isn't bad. The Spirit Leech, I don't really want to lose all those stats. We probably need to Vengeance this unit over here. Whatever we drop, we're probably going to want Thresh to kill.
Another weaver, another set of hungry jaws.
I want to attack, but I'm worried about them just pulling out their 2-cost drain spell, their Vile Feast. So like, I'd love to get the Phantom Prankster going. But being able to just attack like this and get some solid damage down wouldn't be too bad. I think we'll go, well, this won't give our Thresh that much stats, but we'd like to have another bigger blocker. So sure, I think let's go here and let's go ahead and Vengeance that Vile Maw. Alright, not too bad. So, I would like to use our Vile Feast to kill that unit, but then they'd get another spiderling. Still, this is going to be bigger than whatever spiderling they get, so it's probably worth it. I think we'll drop this right here. If we could pull out another Thresh, we could have gotten his box, which could have been okay. All right, how can we block to try to survive this? Not great. We'll go here. We don't want our Thresh to die. All right, let's drop our Phantom Prankster. Okay, we got a Thresh. Nice. Honestly, we can just go ahead and attack, and because of that elusive, actually end the game. Yep, we still have our spell shield, so we are fine. GG. All right, that was a little bit rough, but we were able to at least win there. So right here, the Blooded Caretaker is not too bad, especially like summoning 2 units. Deathless is nice, but since we have that extra spell mana, we're really going to want to lean into that. So I think we're going for the Vengeance here. Getting more copies of this alone will be really good, but then also getting a unit that can be a blocker. What can we get here? All right, so Rise, that could be cheaper, but I think Kale could be pretty good, especially that Mahira. If we could get this going, because once we get that Empower effect, that lifesteal could really save us right now. So these are all more expensive, which is a little rough, but I think let's try to go there. I really like the champion item, so I think let's go down here for Brightsteel. All right, this doesn't look too bad. Normally having 2 Vengeances wouldn't be necessarily the best, but since we have the extra mana, it's a lot more playable, so this won't be too bad. We'll get rid of that one since we know we're going to draw it. Honestly, I kind of just want to Vengeance that unit right away. Yeah, I think I'm going to.
I've got your back.
And yeah, we'll just pass.
Reporting in.
So we could kill one of their units. We could try to like tunnel vision on getting Thresh on the board, because yeah, if we drop our Wings in the Wave, we'll get 2 cost extra for Thresh. But here, I think we just want blockers. Honestly, dropping this 4 blockers wouldn't necessarily be the worst, since yeah, we don't have too many units. I think we'll potentially go for a Vengeance here. I don't really like their Fleet Feather, so sure, let's get rid of that. I just want to make sure we can kind of choose where our blockers are going. And then this also giving us another unit to block with isn't too bad.
I too, sir.
Alright, so yeah, we're trying just to reduce down the damage we're taking as much as possible. Let's actually swap this, because this can actually kill that unit there. All right, so more cost reduction for Thresh, which is nice. Doesn't have that many units on the board, but we'll try to play this a little bit slower. So a couple kills for Thresh. And then Last Breath, Heal You Nexus 2. This is a lot of stats we could give to Thresh. Which, sure, especially that Overwhelm, that would be quite nice. And we'll just avoid that unit. Although we actually could drag them here, since this unit's going to get killed. They're not... Essentially, we're making sure they can't block anything. So I have this unit over here just to do a little bit more damage. Alright, nice.
You're covered.
So we could drop Kale. She has quick attack. They have all barrier though, which isn't the best. There is regen. And that would level up our Thresh. Sure, this could let us get double Kale. Also, I think when she drops, yeah, she buffs everyone else up a little bit.
Whoa! Hey!
For the honor of my
Protect and strike.
All right, we would, yeah, like to have some units survive. I think we'll block
Burn, deceiver.
both of these here. They have no mana, so there shouldn't be any combat tricks they can do. Since she has regen, she'll be fine. Alright, if we actually do Thresh's scout attack, he's going to pull out a Kale and then immediately eat her. But you know what? The damage is worth it. Let's go right here. Because he has level up effect. He's pulling out Kale. He's just going to immediately consume her. But almost ending, which is nice. We were hoping to get Mahira so we could get that lifesteal, or that, yeah, lifesteal. I don't think we'll, yeah, delay. I don't want to push our luck. But here we can attack. This is going to give him elusive, which will be great. Although actually, it's not really needed because we're going to end regardless. Let's kill this unit so we get a little bit more of a heal. And then, yeah, this will be GG. All right, both these two are a little bit expensive. We really need to have a good early game because otherwise, you saw in that first match, we can get kind of absolutely destroyed. I think let's go for Gift Giver. It'll be a decent blocker, and it's cheap, which is kind of the biggest thing for us. Duelist could be a little scary, but we'd like to get a champion item here. Deathless, Phage, Regen. All of these can be solid. I think we'll actually just go for the Deathless, because if they kill him, he gets resummoned. We can try to buff him back up, so even though he's going to have 1 health, won't necessarily be the worst. Sure. Monk or Shop. All right, let's try to go through Duelist. Let's get rid of this one because we know we're going to draw it. Let's get rid of both of these. While they're okay, they're a little bit expensive. We want to have more of our early game. We wouldn't mind getting some more spells we can actually use or leverage our spell mana. I guess with the single combat, it won't be too bad. So normally I want to go for the Wings and the Wave, but, well, with their Fated, they'll be able to kill anything. Let's try to pass first. Yeah, we wanted them to play something so they couldn't use a single combat. Let's maybe drop this here and then use a single combat to kill their unit. Oof. Didn't see that one coming, unfortunately. Sure. I think we'll leave that unit. We need to have blockers.
Let us settle this with grace and civility.
All right, let's drop this. We just need to have blockers on the board. Although I suppose this one would also be fine for that. Actually, no. We're gonna go here so we could have the mana for the Vile Feast. Yeah, I guess there are good targets for them to do that on. Let's go ahead and Vile Feast that one to kill it. All right, so we can just put one of these here and that one there. And yeah, this isn't too bad. They're not getting any damage down. We're killing some of their units, getting some good damage. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Not great that we have not gotten our Thresh. There we go. That's nice. This is an elusive we could immediately have Thresh start scaling with.
Above the rest.
Okay, he's pretty big, and they do have a single combat they could use. And none of our units are going to be strong enough if they try to single combat our Thresh. He does have Deathless, but that's still not great. Oh, it's a little worrying. I don't really want to pass, but I kind of feel like we might need to. So yeah, let's try to pass. All right, using single combat there. We'll use our single combat right here. So we're killing that unit. Our unit's still surviving. We're scaling up a little bit, and then yeah, the other unit's also dying. So pretty awesome, actually. Now we're gonna have Thresh attack, kill this unit so he gets that elusive and all those stats.
You're covered.
I do like Mahira. I don't know if we want to drop her already, especially when they have mana to potentially kill her. I think let's go for a soldier.
The rounds are bound with blades in hand.
All right, we'll pass and see what they do. So I think we could just, yeah, attack like this, get 2 kills going. They don't have mana for their single combat. Okay, this could be very, very good. Because if one of these units, never mind, I was like, if one of those ones gets buffed, our Mahira then will be a lot bigger. Try to drop her here, although yeah, it could be hard trying to keep her alive. That's not necessarily great. But we could actually use a single combat and kill it, but they have a single combat of their own that they could respond with, and they're very likely to use our single combat on our Thresh or Mahira. Yeah, so there's that there. So we will now respond and be able to kill them. This is something with single combats. You often need to play chicken with the enemy, because pretty much the person that chooses to do theirs last normally is the one they're getting the better trade with it. So yeah, we don't want to kill her yet. We want her to scale up a bit. Let's go ahead and attack like this. Although yeah, with Kale, I guess we might just end regardless. Yeah, GG. All right, we had a pretty terrible start, but this has been going okay. A couple 2 costs. So when summon, give other allies 1 power this round. Not bad. This also is +1 in Brash, but this is pretty great because it's an elusive, and once we start getting an elusive in the mix, we can then spread that to more and more units. And Bonded Bucklers, this can give another unit elusive. I feel like that could be pretty clutch. So sure, I think let's get the Green Glade duo. I'm definitely worried about that Fiora because we normally are going to have so many targets that they can kill. To play me, kill 2 allies, Faded Icon, swap to Elixir of Iron. Allies have grown my power to match my health. Not bad for some of our units, especially our Thresh, but I think we need something a little bit stronger to be able to deal with Fiora. When enemy with 2 or more health is summoned, deal 1 damage to it. I don't think that's going to do enough for us. First time you play an ally granted 2 power. It's not bad. I suppose we'll grab it. Swap 2 allies and predict. Right now I'm just trying to find anything I think could help us with Fiora, and I think some of these are actually okay. So yeah, let's get honestly a couple of each of these. They're all pretty good. Yeah, I really just want something to help us survive. I think we'll grab a heal. We could really use it, and we'll try to go for Fiora. If we can get some of our vengeance, it could be fine, but this will be a little scary. All right, this is pretty good. Let's get rid of this one because we know we're going to draw it. But potentially getting our lifesteal units, having vengeance is really nice. I don't think we're actually going to use this immediately. Let's pass first, see what they play.
Lift our spirits.
All right, so they spent all their mana there. Let's just try to fill out our board a little bit.
The breath takes, the waters give.
And sure, this can be fine. We want to keep Fiora from being able to end. So just like flat out killing her immediately. I feel like it can be okay, but also isn't as needed. Because if they're just going to play another Fiora. But killing her right now would be nice before she can start getting some kills. Drop another unit. I think we'll risk going for this. It could kind of backfire. Because if they just drop another Fiora next round and then that one can get all the kills, it could be a problem. But we're trying to reduce down the damage we're taking, and if we can start hopefully killing some enemy units, it would be nice. Alright, so we still don't have our Thresh. That's not great. We'll try to drop a soldier here.
I'm actually here.
We could go for double Vile Feast to kill the Bannerman. Sure.
They would fall by my blade.
Alright, so yeah, they did. We're able to drop another Fiora. That one can potentially be an issue if we don't draw the right cards. But not having a Thresh is
Finest blade.
not the
I
best.
need only one to win.
I think we'll actually hold off. We might drop a Mahira after this. So let's try to pass. Alright, it's a lot of damage. But they used up all their mana, so we can drop our Mahira. And she already has hit the empowered effect. She's now going to get all of the stats from those other units. We could just let her kill Fiora right away. And honestly, that wouldn't be the worst thing. Because like, I am worried about Fiora, but it's also hard getting rid of a lifesteal unit. Also, if we try to have her kill Fiora, they could just play Fiora's champion spell, which giving her the barrier. I'm worried about playing a little bit slower. But I feel like we should try to get some more elusives going. Okay, yeah, that's what I was worried about. So if we block, if they have the barrier, then we're kind of screwed because they're killing our best unit and leveling up their Fiora. I think we'll actually let it go through. We can go ahead, attack like this. This will give us some decent damage, some good healing. And while we could grab some of their units, I'm again worried about them having Fiora's champion spell because it's a 4 cost. So they could still play it right here. So I think let's try to go for the elusive route right now. Again, some of the options we're doing, like... Ah, that was a good play by them. Yeah, GG. They were smart enough to drag us aside. Alright, bit of bad luck there. For one, that like first match, them absolutely being able to just flood the board immediately. Honestly, the spiderling is one of the tougher fights in the entire adventure. And so for most people, it's like, if you can actually get through the spiderling fight, especially if you can get through it being relatively healthy, then you should normally be able to clear the entire adventure. So yeah, a little bit of a struggle there. And then yeah, that last fight, we never got our Thresh. And then Fiora is always a difficult one to deal with because you just don't know what combat trick she might be sitting on. So sometimes trying to kill her, especially with your units, can very easily just turn around and be the wrong choice to make. I guess in that situation, since they had the 5 mana, we could maybe try to pass and see if they're going to play anything so they get below the threshold for their champion spell. But even then, we're giving up an attack opportunity. They could just pass back. We don't get the attack token. They attack again and end, which is what they did. There's, yeah, not really, I don't think, a clear way that you could come out of that unscathed. I think any option you were choosing was going to be a risk one way or the other. Overall, though, I do think Thresh is pretty fun. But yeah, in some of these higher end adventures, he can still clear some of them. Like, I'm pretty sure I've cleared this adventure with Thresh. You just have to be a little bit on the luckier side, which is normal for a 3-star. Overall, I think he is pretty fun, and I would love to see him get a constellation. If you enjoyed this video though, like and subscribe, always appreciated, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.